Hello, and welcome to the Woo Woo Gypsy podcast. I'm Taylor, your host. This week will be a nonfiction book by Mike Viking. It's spelled Meik for Mike and Wiking for Viking. I've heard people say it Viking, and I've heard people say it Viking. And I tried to find him introducing himself so I knew exactly how to pronounce his name. But yeah, I have no idea. So hopefully I'm doing that justice. If you've heard of him, you've probably heard of Hygge. That is going to be the subject for today. And we're going to go over his book, The Little Book of Hygge, Danish Secrets to Happy Living. Now, not to pat my own back, but I did not realize how actually Hygge I was until I read this. And I'm like, oh my God, why I must have been Danish in a previous life, or, I just really resonate with the Danish people because I love this and it's where it's at. Now, you're wondering maybe, what is Hygge? Hygge, the best way to explain it is like a warm and cozy feeling and environment. It's kind of a whole bunch of different things, which we will get into. But overall, that's it. So if you're looking for something to get warm and cozy and cuddly and like you have a cup of hot cocoa and it's storming outside and you're sitting by the fire and reading your book, like that's very Hygge. Speaking of sitting by a fire, to add instant Hygge, you either have a fire going or you can use candles. Candles add an instant Hygge. So if you're having a dinner and it's by candlelight, it's very Hygge of you. Another word that is used a lot in this book is ugelit. Ugelit? I hope I'm pronouncing these right, which is kind of creepy or scary. The way that he described it was to get Hygge and achieve that perfect Hygge, you need a little bit of ugelit. So, if you're in a cabin and you've got the fire going, you're with your friends playing some board games, and then it starts snowing outside and it's a snowstorm, it's a blizzard. That is ugelit. It kind of makes me think of Google it. The way that it's pronounced is ugelit. Okay, so the Hygge Manifesto. We're going to go through some bullet points here. Number 1, the atmosphere. Turn down the lights. Don't have that big dome light on that everybody has in all the rooms. And if you do, put a shade on that motherfucker or something. Dim out that light a little bit. Number 2, presence. Be present. Put your fucking phone down. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a 90s baby, and I grew up, playing video games and shit, but I also grew up playing outside, and so one of my biggest pet peeves is being at a restaurant and seeing everybody on their phone instead of talking, or going to a concert and everybody's fucking phones are in my way, and I'm 5 foot, so I can't fucking see, and all I can see is your goddamn phone. Yeah. Anyways, rant over. But be present, okay? It's not very Hygge of you to have your phone. 3, pleasure. Now, that means coffee, sweets, cake, pie, something nice and flavorful and yummy. 4, equality. So have a we over me mentality. Share the tasks if you guys are making something to eat, and don't gloat about your newest conquest and what you have accomplished over the weekend. that's for a different time. When you're being ooga, you just want to kind of like tone it down and, not be all up in everybody's face. Number 5, gratitude. I feel like this just needs to be in every fucking situation ever anyways. Love me some gratitude. 6, harmony. Again, like I said before, it's not a competition, so don't brag about your accomplishments. It's okay to be proud of that shit. That's cool. You want to tell your friends about it. But, some people go a little over the top. 7, comfort. Get comfy, cozy. Get a blanket on. Get some fuzzy socks on. A nice sweater. A sweatshirt, a hoodie. I love hoodies because you can put the hood up over your head and it's just very cozy. Number 8, truce. So no drama. Save the drama for your mama. 9, togetherness. Build relationships and narratives and try to create like a little story that you got going on. By the way, I'm going to say real quick before I say the last one, I'm sorry if you can hear that in the background. My house is gas heated, so you can just hear the water flowing through the pipes, and I'm not sure if that's picking up on the microphone or not, but in case it is, I'm sorry. Okay, and 10, shelter. This is a place of peace and security. So those are the 10 things that you need for Hygge. So we'll go over them again. Atmosphere, presence, pleasure, equality, gratitude, harmony, comfort, truce, togetherness, and shelter. Okay, so you want to bring some more Hygge into your life. It's sounding great to you. Here's a good place to start. It's the holiday season currently. Start a new tradition with your friends or your family. It can be super simple. Maybe they come over and on Friday nights through December, you guys have Christmas pajamas you put on. And maybe everybody hosts it a different week at their house. So not one person, is doing it every single time. And everybody brings some yummy treats, some savory snacks, and everybody watches a Christmas movie or does some board games. And not just watch a Christmas movie, like interact with each other with the movie. Like maybe make some kind of a game out of it so you're not just sitting in front of a screen. Because remember, you want to be present. So no screens. Something that's very Hygge is the comfort foods, cakes, coffee, sweets, and especially if you're sharing something in the same bowl, like chips or popcorn. Another fun little Danish tradition that's very Hygge, and I had to include it in here. I wasn't going to, but it's really funny, and it's the cake man, and it's Kagman. I'm not sure how to pronounce that in Danish. Sorry. The birthday kid, though, cuts the throat of Cake Man while other kids scream at their birthday party. And I don't know about you, but I'm going to do that at my next birthday. Maybe not have my kids scream. I'll probably just tell my friends they need to scream while I slit the throat of Cake Man because it's just so fucking funny. Like, what? Again, DIY, fresh baked goods. If they're store-bought, whatever, but it's way more Hygge if you make them yourself. Hot drinks, slow cooking food, so maybe some chili, some soups, something that takes a little while to cook. The longer it takes, the more Hygge it is. And he does give some Hygge recipes. I personally try to eat mostly vegan, and they are not vegan friendly. But I'm sure there's a way that they can be veganized, and trust me, I am going to find it. And I will post that on YouTube, hopefully, in the future here. Because I really want to try it. There's some good ones. I'm going to go through them real quick here. So there's Skipper Stew. He has braised pork cheeks and dark beer with potato celeriac mash. Bowler curry. I don't know why I didn't give myself the pronunciation for some of this shit. I did for other things, and of course some things I did not. Bollerkerry, which is Danish meatballs and curry. Glog, which is mulled wine. I think that's going to be pretty easy to veganize. I think that one was probably vegan, to be honest. And that is going to be on page 74. And snowbread, which is twist bread, and that's going to be on page 76. So all of the other ones are going to be around those page numbers too, but those were going to be the two that I was going to really probably try first before I try to veganize the other ones. And honestly, mulled wine and some fucking bread, I'm there. I don't even need anything else. It's TBH. Another Hygge thing, create a cooking club. Since we're speaking of cooking and these new recipes, make a club with your friends or with a neighbor or, I don't know, at the library or something. My public library has different classes. You can't really cook at the library, but maybe you can gather people there and talk about cooking and then maybe become friends and invite strangers in your house, I guess. I don't know. Actually, now that I'm saying that out loud, how much I would do that, but whatever. Keep in mind, casual is key. Okay. An Hygge wish list would be a Hygge krog, which is a chair, a fireplace, candles, things made out of wood, nature, books, ceramics, vintage, and blankets and cushions, just comfy, cozy things, When you're looking at something that's like made out of metal and like plastic or something. Well, honestly, metal is kind of okay, but like plastic, and you look at it, and it, like, does that make you feel cozy at all? Or if you're looking at a wood shelf, a shelf made out of raw wood or something, like that's very cozy to me. All right, he says create a Hygge emergency kit. What would that include, you ask? Candles, good quality chocolate, your favorite tea, favorite book, favorite movie or TV series. With that, you could probably, I don't think I really know anybody who has like a whole ass TV series in like DVDs or whatever. You could always just write yourself a note of, okay, these are my favorite TV series. This is what they're streaming on, which that could change. And then you could always like erase it or cross it off, rewrite it, but whatever. Jam, pair of woolen socks, a selection of your favorite letters, if you want to read some old letters, a warm sweater, a notebook, blanket, paper and pen, music, and a photo album. To bring the Hygge outside, you could have, make sure you have company, some friends. Make sure you keep it cash. Closeness to nature, maybe hang out in a meadow or on a hike. And being present in the moment. Again, take the cell phone and the screens out of it. Bring Hygge to your office. You could organize a potluck Friday. When I worked at my old job before I had my daughter, we would have potlucks throughout the year, and I absolutely loved them because everybody would bring in a bunch, and everybody would get a plate, and we'd go through the whole line, and there'd just be so much food, and it was, I loved it. So organize a potluck. Set up an office garden, bring some greenery in. Bring your dog to work. Again, there was a girl who brought her dog with her. He was a service dog, but we were allowed to pet him. And that was so fun. Whenever we'd see him go through the hallways, he just would literally light everybody up. He's so cute. Make the office homey. Bring some of your personal style to it. And make your cubicle, make it like a little Hygge cubicle, Okay, when you think of comfy cozy, you can probably think of winter and fall. At least I do. But what I learned in this book is that Hygge can be for all year round. And he said you can make a theme for each month. And he gives examples for each month. I'm not going to go through every example, again, because I like to leave a little bit of mystery for you guys to go read these books yourselves. But if you're interested in that, you can go find his book, and he gives a different theme for each month, which is pretty cool. He reminds us, too, that you don't need to spend money to be Hygge. The less money, the more Hygge. Okay, be thrifty. Fix things. Don't buy new. Get things from people. Like hand-me-downs and stuff. So, speaking of that, being frugal, here's some 10 inexpensive Hygge activities. Board games. Pantry party. Which, with the pantry party, I don't know. I don't think I went through this because he had that in the book. Pantry party is where people, like your friends, bring over something in their pantry, and I think he said it was like either leftovers, or a leftover party. I think maybe that was something separate. But just stuff like maybe you have some chips in your pantry that you're not using, and you can bring them to the party, and I don't know, whatever's in your fucking pantry, bring it to a party. Croquet. I don't know about you, but I do not play croquet. I would love to, but I don't have a setup for that. You could set up a mini library. He mentions doing this in your apartment complex, which is fun. There are, at least where I'm at, there are many libraries already everywhere. I know around some apartment complexes there's not, but around town there's a few. We have a few of the little libraries here. Make a fire. Outdoor movies, a SWAT party, sledding, and play. Play. If you want to be Hygge, take a note from some kids when they're playing, not being on screens. In the book, he speaks about some Danish Christmas traditions regarding food, decorations, a countdown candle, which I think is super fun. It is a candle that you light, and there are markings to show the different days, like all the way down to, Christmas Day. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to double check and look, because I'm not sure if it starts at, like, day 25 at the top or whatever, or if the 25th is at the bottom. But I loved that. I thought that was super fun, and I'm definitely going to do that. A blee skipper, which you can serve with glog. And what in the fuck? I'm going to look this up real quick. Page 176, if you've got the book along with me here today, folks. Oh, one page off. Okay, and a bliskiver is... Oh, it looks like it's some kind of cake. I'm not sure why I didn't include that tidbit, but it's a traditional Danish treat that you could serve with your glog. Another Hygge tip he gives is to get knitting. You can knit and give those to people as presents. I sew. I don't know how to knit. I'm sure crocheting would go along in this because it's something, you're doing with your hands. And yeah. He gives a Christmas woven hearts tutorial in the book for some Christmas decorations. I may or may not partake in that and put it up on my YouTube channel. Unclear at this time. If I do, I'll post about it on my Instagram. I feel like I've got so many Christmas things going on that I'm not sure if I can fit that in. All right. Some more Hygge for summertime. You could make cider, have a barbecue, join or build a community garden. Picnics by the beach are very Hygge. Or you could ride your bike around, specifically one with maybe a basket on the front or the back. I am really lucky in the fact that I found both my bike and my daughter's little carrier kid carriage thingy that you attach to the back on the side of the road. So that was very Hygge of me. Didn't realize it at the time. Very Hygge. And so they were both side of the road treasures, and they moved the Goodwill, the thrift store, in my town from, it was just down the road a little bit. It really wasn't that far away, but now it's like literally right across the street from me. It's probably, I think it takes me 5 minutes to ride my bike there, give or take, depending upon the traffic. And I did that one day with my boyfriend, and it was super fun. So that is a fun little thing to do during the summer, that's Hygge. All right, and now we're going to close this all up with the senses of Hygge. The taste of Hygge is going to be sweet and comforting. The sound of Hygge is going to be like a crackling fire or waves at the beach. Some soft music playing. Maybe you got like that acoustic guitar going on in the background. Raindrops on the roof. The wind blowing. It was very Hygge here. It was Hygge. Hygge lit. Hygge lit. Last night, because the snow was coming and there was a little bit of a snowstorm and the wind was blowing and it was kind of scaring my kids a little bit, and we were all nice and cozy. It was very Hygge. And the smell of Hygge would be some like baking bread, the smell of some yummy food. Maybe you're cooking some muffins. The fire burning, the smell of that. Ooh, the smell of books. I don't know about you, but sometimes I will just take books, and it's like every book kind of has a different smell, but there's certain ones that just have that good book smell, and you just flip through it, and it's so good. It's so nice. And lastly, the childhood smells. So smells you had in your childhood that you get. Sometimes for me, that's the smell of some cigarette smoke mixed with old lady perfume. It makes me think of my mama. The feel of Hygge. Ceramic cup with your coffee in it. You know, it's nice and warm with your warm beverage. Maybe a wood railing. Wool. Leather. Something, you know, feeling warm on the inside. And cuddling up in a blankie. It's nice and soft. And the sight of Hygge will be snow falling. It's a very Hygge day at my house today. There is some snow just gracefully falling outside. Watching a fire. Low lighting. And the sixth sense of Hygge. Safety. So, hopefully this gave you some ideas of how to bring some Hygge into your home. I will also be doing Hygge for your home, or what is it? Oh, my Hygge home. This is also by Mike Viking, unclear. I was going to combine both, but I see now that I'm glad I didn't, because this is 23 minutes long, and that's about how long I like to have the episodes at their longest. So yeah, let me know what you guys do for Hygge, and I have created a free downloadable sheet that has some Hygge ideas, so you can send me an email. My email is in the show notes as usual every time, and send me an email and say, hey, I want that Hygge list, and I'll send it to you. I have fun creating things and making cute little lists that you can print out and hang up or put as your phone background to give you some ideas, or just to save to your phone. Yeah, okay. I think that's it. We're gonna close this off, and I'll see you next time for my Hygge home. Have a great day. Oh, and I rate this book what am I doing it out of 5? I rate this 5 out of 5. Especially, this was a good time of year to read it, so, and it correlated with my lifestyle a lot, so I feel really validated. So, all right, have a good rest of your week, rest of your day, rest of your night, rest of your morning. Sending you all the love and light. Yeah. So, one of the things that you can do to add, or no, actually, some Danish Christmas traditions. Okay, what the fuck? I didn't even go into detail.